later on. So I'll just pause for a moment. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 2 o'clock. It's time for Quarantine Choir. It's a wet Friday here in Bristol, and wherever you are, no matter the weather, we're going to bring some sunshine. We're going to bring a few clouds as well today. There's a lot going on in the world. I've heard some particularly sad stories from people this week. Lots of people who I care about are having a tough time. I won't pretend that life is entirely hunky-dory for me either. There's a lot going on in my family. And so this afternoon, we're going to have a little look at a couple of songs in the minor key that might bring some emotions to the surface. We're going to sing My Lagan Love. And we're also going to have a bit of coffee time at the end. And those of you that have been on the channel for a while will know about coffee time. And I'm sure that Kit Kat is laughing all the way over there. But this is just where I sit with a cup of coffee and I shut up for a little bit. And I look at the camera, and wherever you are, you can just talk to me. And obviously, I can't hear what you're saying, but I'll feel you talking to me, all right? And we can have a little bit of a virtual two-way conversation. So we'll do that at the end of today. A couple of little bits and pieces to let you know about. So first of all, just a reminder to those of you that would normally come along to QC Kids Live. I'm not able to run it live at the moment. I just can't manage the time without losing all my sanity and all my sleep. But I found a fantastic replacement. So my daughter Katie is filming videos as we speak, and she'll be putting them out regularly from next week. They won't be live to start with, but she's done a wonderful job. She's playing the piano, she's singing along. She's a natural. Must take after her mother. She's really, really talented. So look out for Katie next week. She's also starting her own channel where she will be doing art, crafts and so on for children. So again, if you know of any little people that would appreciate that, she's very good. Her first project is creating a neuron out of pipe cleaners. Absolutely fantastic. So look out for that next week. Quarantine Choir wise, on Sunday morning this week at 11 o'clock, as always, we have our Sacred Sing, and we'll be singing that lovely piece of Elgar, which I put up this morning, As Torrents in Summer. We're also going to have a look at a couple of the pieces that we're looking at this afternoon. So we will be singing through Hashevenu, which is a Hebrew prayer, which we'll learn in a little bit. And we're also going to sing this lovely version of the Dvorak Largo in Japanese. Okay, so lots of nice things to look forward to. Next week on Quarantine Chorus, we're going to sing a French piece called the Cantique de Jean Racine by Gabriel Fauré, he of the Requiem. And if you don't know it, it's glorious. It involves singing in French, so you better brush up your lovely French accents, all of you. And we'll finish today, as I've said, with a bit of Wade in the Water. So there'll be some gospel music on Sunday as well. So I think what we should do, everybody, is get warmed up. So if I can invite everybody to stand and just plant your feet, make your knees nice and soft, give yourself that straight back and that long neck. And those of you that are seated and not able to join us in standing today, that is of course absolutely fine. Make yourself comfortable, but ideally bring yourself away from the back of the chair so you can give yourself that same straight back and plant your feet flat on the floor. And we'll just start to take some nice deep breaths in and out, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, on a rainy day like today, and with the news as it is, you know, we do need to feel connected to each other. And there is something really very, very powerful about what we're doing here. I have messages from people every day. And whenever I sort of think, am I spending too much time on this project? You know, is this really worthwhile? I am invigorated. I am refilled. I am profoundly moved by your messages. And it's very clear that for many of you out there, this is a very important part of your lives, and so thank you for letting me know. It really does help me continue to do this work. So it's lovely to have you all with us. We've got 45 people online, which is a record, I think, for this time of day. So as we're standing here, I'm just going to ask you to take in those deep breaths in and out. Just blow out anything that's worrying you, anything that's bothering you. And this might take a little bit of time, but that's fine. We've got plenty of time. We're going to breathe in that lovely feeling of friendship and being connected, and breathe out anything that you don't need to worry about. And just continue breathing deeply for a few minutes, as long as it takes, really. If you want to breathe a little bit longer, you just pause this stream, all right? You press the pause button, and you take all the time you want. When you press play, I'll start again, I mean, this is a fully interactive choral conductor mode. I don't mind. You can rewind me as much as you like. You can even pause me on a particularly good facial expression. I've seen a fair few of those. But the important thing is that you breathe everything out that's bothering you, and you breathe in this warmth and friendship and love that we have in this wonderful group. Thousands of people now, very nearly 2,000 people subscribe to the channel, and the same again who come along every day who aren't subscribed yet. So that's a lot of people. Let's take those deep breaths in. Wonderful. Okay, and as we're taking those breaths in, I just want you, please, to focus on your weight pressing down into the floor and continue to breathe deeply. But as we often do, I'm going to ask you to put down roots. I want you to focus, and you might want to close your eyes for this. That's entirely fine. You don't have to, but if you want to help you focus, I want you to feel your weight pressing down into the floor, right the way down. And I want your weight to go meters and meters down into the earth, and feel that pressure. And then I want it to spread out from you. And if there's other people in your house or in your room where you are now, you'll feel them as your roots interact with theirs and then continue to go out. And if you live on a street, if you live in a town, you'll notice tens, dozens, hundreds, thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people in your proximity. Or if you live in an isolated area, you'll feel all of that nature around you. And we continue to go out, and you'll find the borders of your country, and you'll find that your roots go beyond that. The borders don't exist. It's all just one world. And as we connect from all over the world, we have people in this choir from Australia, from Canada, from Spain, from Germany, from New Zealand, from Japan, even from Chepstow. You'll feel all of those people all with you right now. And I want you all to take a huge deep breath and draw strength from that fact. We are thousands strong, and blow out anything that's worrying you. You do not need to worry. And one more breath, and blow it out. Fabulous. Well done, everybody. I just felt it was really important today that we feel that connection. Yes, I know there's a lot of people out there who need that, including myself. So thanks, everyone. Let's roll our shoulders a little bit. All right, and just continue to breathe deeply. Don't do this too quickly or too vigorously. We want to be slow and smooth. And we'll roll our shoulders back the other way. And your shoulders up to your ears. And let them fall. Thanks, everybody. Tilt your head over to one side. And just feel the stretch along the long side. Head to the middle. And then very gently the other way. And to the middle. And forwards. And to the middle. And just let your head gently roll around with those three movements. Left, right, and forwards. That's fantastic. Well done, everybody. Okay, can I ask you to sit down for a second, because I've got something I want to ask of you all, okay? And not everyone's going to be able to do this initially, but I've been thinking a lot about this community. And one of the things that people are talking about when they say, yes, an online choir is almost as good as a real choir, but you don't get that feeling of meeting other people. You don't feel that sense of community. And I see that. And I feel that because when I'm in front of a live choir, I feel like a large group of people, there's always people who come up to me, and even if it's just a little comment or a little, a funny story or a joke or something, I'll come away laughing and with a store of new things to make me smile. And that got me thinking, many of you have sent me videos, many of you have sent me lovely performances of you singing. But what I wondered is, would you all consider for me using your phones and just recording into that phone a joke or a funny story, something to make us all laugh? All right, now it does need to be kept clean. And if Charles is watching, if Richard is watching, okay, even Dr. G from time to time, okay, it's got to be kept clean. Nothing that you wouldn't be happy to stand up in front of a group of 2,000 to 4,000 people and recite. But if you would consider sending me a short joke or funny story, no longer than a minute, or otherwise it's not going to send. And you might have to figure out a way to do that from your phone, because depending on what kind of phone you've got, the file will be quite large. But you can upload it to YouTube and send me a link if you've got a YouTube account. You can, if you record it on a PC, you can send it through a service called WeTransfer, or you can send it through Google Drive, or if you compress it down, you can send it via email. Now, if you can't manage that, please don't worry about it. Please don't stress about it. I don't want it to be an onerous task, but I would just love to receive a few funny stories, funny jokes, things that your party piece, the thing that you say when you've had a couple of glasses of wine, and the thing that makes everybody roar with laughter. And talk into the camera, all right? Make eye contact with the camera, not with the screen when you're doing it. You can record it any way you like. Send it to me. I'll cut it together, and I'll put it out on the channel, and we'll call it something like banter or something like that, so that I have, as well as me broadcasting myself, I would love to hear from you, and then we can start to have that dialogue. All right, will you consider that for me, folks? If you know of a good joke, all right, keep it clean, please. Send us a good joke. It's a bit like, what's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Yeah. Or you could tell a good joke. So have a think about that for me, folks, all right? That's something that would really brighten my day, and I think it would brighten the days of many people out there. All right, what we'll do now, and you can stay seated for this, but let's sit up with a straight back. We'll do a little bit of humming, and then we will proceed. I've just seen the Tesco van arrive, so there may be a knock at the door, but that won't interrupt us, okay? So we're going to start down here nice and low, and we're just going to go... everybody. Now an ooh. Off orange. Oh. F for egg. Ah. Ah. And one more still to ah. Thank you very much indeed. Let's start here, and we'll just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely stuff. Now, please make sure you've got a drink of water handy. We're going to start off with My Lagan Love. And this is this traditional, beautiful traditional tune. Now, I don't have the sheet music for this one. I have the words, which I will put up now. All right. And if you want to enlarge those, or if you want to pause the stream and go and get some lyrics on an iPad, you absolutely can. In fact, the lyrics are on the My Lagan Love video if you want to have them a bit larger. All right, so this is this beautiful piece by Eric Weatherall, my good friend. I have a couple more pieces of his to come very soon. He set some a couple of Shakespeare sonnets. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Honestly, you've never heard anything so beautiful. It's jazzy, it's really romantic, it's a gorgeous piece. We'll be looking at that one next week. We also have a lovely setting of Fred Weatherly's song Roses of Picardy, which we'll be looking at in the near future, and a couple of other pieces. So this one, as I said, this is Eric's setting. If you didn't hear the Relax It's Quarantine Choir video last week, a number of people asked when Lagan Love went out and we had that piece on Radio 4, which I still can't quite believe happened, if we could release just the accompaniment part of that. I tried not to be too offended by that, but no, in all seriousness, it is a beautiful bit of piano music. So that is on the Relax It's Quarantine Choir compilation video. All right, not available in any shops is what they say. So let's enjoy this, all right, and do keep it lovely and lyrical. And it's a piece of folk music, so if you're a folk singer, if you love singing folk music, Sue is watching. You sing this any way you like, all right. The whole point is that it's, as long as you stick approximately to the tune, it's a folk piece. Okay, so let's enjoy this one. I certainly do. Take a deep breath. When Lagan stream sings lullaby, there blows a lily fair. The twilight gleam is in her eye. The night is on her hair, and like a love-sick Lenin she hath my heart enthralled, nor life I own, nor liberty, for love is Lord of all. Ready, everybody? Take a deep breath and let's sing. And often when the beetle's horn hath lulled the eve to sleep, I steal unto her shieling lawn, and through the adoring peep, there on the cricket singing stone, she stirs the bogwood fire, and hums in sad, sweet undertone the song of heart's desire. Where Lagan love sings lullaby, there blows a lily fair, the twilight gleams in her eye, the night is on her hair, and like a love-sick Lenin she hath my heart enthralled, nor life I own, nor liberty, for love is Lord of all. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Very well done. Very well sung. Oh, that is just, it's so beautiful, isn't it? And the Lagan River is part of that Relax It's Quarantine Choir video, which if you haven't seen, do go and enjoy it. It's rather good, if I say so myself. I found some lovely photos of the Lagan River and sort of cut those in with the piano music. And with those pictures, you really understand what Eric is managing to achieve with that lovely... It is just rolling water, isn't it? It's just so beautifully written. One of the things I love about Eric's writing, and I've been lucky enough to conduct a lot of his music at this point, including an entire opera by him, is that he is one of the most economical composers that you'll ever come across. You know, a lot of composers, they just chuck notes at it, a bit like, you know, paint on a canvas, whereas Eric just knows exactly which notes to use and no more. And you get everything that you need. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So, how are we doing? Lots of lovely people online. Hello, Sue. I hope you liked that one. I love your performance of it. Again, if you like folk music, please go and look up my lovely friend Sue Skinner. She is putting lots of music out as well, and she's doing a lovely job. So, well done, Sue. And I hope your Facebook thing went well. So, wonderful stuff. Now, everybody, have a little sip of your drink, and we'll have a look at some Japanese here. Okay, so this is, as I said, this is a Japanese version. So I'm just getting my music up here, of that beautiful tune, the Largo from the New World, which we've been having a look at quite a lot over the last week or so. We sang it last Friday. We then had a look at it on Sunday. I also sang it, I played it on the Relax It's Quarantine Choir thing. So, yeah, Kit Kat's just said we're going to have a lot of music to perform at the end. This is one of those pieces. And I don't know if any of you have been to Japan. Obviously, my mother-in-law Sue is watching, and many people are watching from Japan. So, konnichiwa, lovely to see you. But if you've not been to Japan, I've been lucky enough to go a couple of times and spend some wonderful time out there. We were there, in fact, this time last year. My wife, myself, and our two children were in Japan. and at this point we were, I think this is the date we were heading down to the wonderful Miyajima Island, which is an incredible place. And one of the things that has always struck me about Japan is how music is incredibly important. Not necessarily in the way that it is over here. Over here, music is quite disposable at times. People use it for various emotional reasons. I mean, that's a lot of reasons why people come and join a choir, to get that emotional release. And there is a real sort of an integrity to that sort of musical use. But we don't hear a lot of music out and about. If you hear a piece of music, it's usually an ice cream van going past. You're in a shop. That's about it. Whereas in Japan, people, of course, love listening to music, and music is everywhere, but music is also played at various times and places. So if you press the button to cross the road, it plays a little tune when it's time to cross the road, and it's the same tune in that city. You'll hear it all around, and different tunes are played in different parts of the country. And this tune is played at 5 o'clock every day in parts of Japan. This... Okay, and it's known colloquially, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sue, it's known as the going home song. And we were reading up on this. It's not to tell people it's time to go home necessarily, although in some cases it's used to say to children, it's 5 o'clock. If you're out playing, it's time to get home because it's almost time for dinner. But in some cases, it's genuinely used as part of the emergency broadcast system. So if it's a bit like a sort of an alarm. You hear it every day at 5 o'clock, all's well. If you hear this at 1 o'clock, something's happened. And that's the thing in Japan that I was blown away by, that if there's a piece of music played, you need to listen because there's something really important about to be said or that you need to hear. So if there's you're on a train and you hear a little song, you need to listen because it could be, your station's coming up. So anyway, this is a traditional Japanese song in that it's been around for as long as this Dvorak tune. And here we have it here on the left, and it's been written out phonetically. And huge thanks to my wife Anna, who found this and wrote this all out. And then we sent it to my wonderful mother-in-law Sue, who has translated it for us. And this is, and of course, bear in mind that a lot of the skill of translation, the art of it, is to find the lyricism, to find the poetry in it. She's done a wonderful job. So let's just have a look at this. The sun sets over the distant mountain. The stars adorn the darkening sky. Daily tasks over and done. My heart is light and at peace. The wind is cool this evening. Let us be together, my dear folks, and let us have an enjoyable gathering. Isn't that gorgeous? And so that's what we're going to be singing, okay? When we're singing in Japanese, that's the meaning of it, everybody. And just huge thanks and love to Sue. Thank you so much. And a huge hello and lots of love to our family in Japan, particularly to Uncle Masanaga, to Aunt Makiko and Aunt Yoko. I know that things aren't necessarily easy at the moment. I know that my mother-in-law Sue is really missing them. She can't get over and see them, and I know that Masanaga isn't very well. So we send all our love and all our thanks for this, and just thank you for being here, and just lots of love to all of you. Okay, so everybody, let's have a little look at this. Now, if you've never sung in Japanese before, one thing to point out is that it's a syllabic language, okay? We don't have diphthongs in Japanese the way we do in English. So in English, where you have two vowel sounds kind of mashed together, so e and it, you get a. And depending on where you are in the country, that's often how you can tell which region somebody comes from, is how they pronounce their vowels and so on. There's all sorts of different ways. In Japanese, it's a very clean, very pure vowel sound. And if we just follow this through from the left, to-o-ki, yama ni, hi wa ochite, Ho-shi wa sora wo chiribamenu. Okay, very, very clean, front of the mouth sort of vowel sounds. Kyo-u no waga wo na-shi oete kokoro. Now that's one thing, the r sound. In Japanese, there is no r and l, there is r. Okay, it's a combination of those two sounds. It's right in the middle of the two. So just be careful of that. Kokoro karoku yasura eba kaze wa su-zu-shi konu yu-ube izaya ta-no-shi-ki ma-do-i-sen. All right, so let's just say those together. We'll do it slowly and just do your best. All right, folks, you can practice this as often as you like. I mean, my Japanese is ridiculously poor. Thankfully, Anna has done an awful lot more work on it than I have. The thing I just keep saying is sumimasen, which is sorry. As a great big hulking Westerner walking around, I just sumimasen. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. So, for my Japanese, sumimasen. Very sorry, everybody. But let's say it anyway. Okay, so everybody with me, and to-ki yama ni hi wa ochite, Ho-shi wa sora wo chiribamenu, Kyo-u no waga wo na-shi oete, kokoro karoku yasura eba, Kaze wa su-zu-shi kono yu-ube izaya ta-no-shi-ki ma-do-i-sen. Okay? Okay. How did you get on? Let me know. All right. So now, obviously, the tune should be very familiar to all of you. I'll put it back in a key that's a little bit more familiar. Okay, so let's try this really slowly. And that's as much for my benefit as yours. Okay, here we go. Really slowly. And Toki yama ni hi wa ochite, Ho-shi wa sora wo chiribamenu, Kyo-u no waga wo na-shi kokoro karoku yasura eba, Kaze wa su-zu-shi kono yu-ube izaya ta-no-shi ma-do-i-sen. Let's just do that last time because I missed out a syllable. Everybody, sorry about that. Let's just do that last time. Izaya ta-no-shi-ki ma-do-i-sen. Trying to play and read at the same time. It's a bit tricky. So let's do it one more time. Just that last line. Ready? And izaya ta-no-shi-ki ma-do-i-sen. Well done, everyone. Isn't that lovely? It's really a beautiful language to sing in, and so evocative. Just to remind you what those words mean, and thanks again to Sue for this wonderful, wonderful translation. So we're going to have a little sip. All right, I'm going to have my coffee ahead of coffee time. And I thought I'll have one more go at that, okay? Without me making a mistake in the last line, hopefully. All right, now, how are you getting on with it? So Nelly says faultless, but with a Dutch accent. Well, mine, I'm sure, had plenty of faults and with a fairly strong British accent. But, you know, a bit like my Welsh singing on Monday. I'm having a go. And I had plenty of people saying I was an honorary Welshman after that. Now, you know, with a surname like England, I take that as a huge compliment. I really do. So, you know, I'm all for singing in a variety of languages. And if I'm getting it wrong, drop me a line, tell me how I'm getting it wrong, and I'll hold my hand up. Speaking of which, I need to issue a correction. Yesterday, that fantastic Ride of the Witch song, all right? I said it was by Charles Wood, which it is, and I said of the Proms, which it isn't. That's Henry Wood. And thanks to Andrea, who sent me an email yesterday. Well, I say yesterday, actually it was about 1:30 in the morning. I think she's gone completely nocturnal by this point, my friend Andrea. So thank you for that, Andrea. All I can say is, dope. So it wasn't by Henry Wood, He of the Proms. It was by Charles Wood, who's an Irish composer. Doesn't change the fact that it's a fantastic song. And if you haven't heard it yet, go and have a look at it. All right. So let's have another go at this wonderful bit of Japanese. And then we'll sing in Hebrew. What a day. All right. So one more time from the beginning. I'll give you the introduction as well, because these chords are so beautiful. Toki yama ni hi wa ochite Ho-shi wa sora chiribamenu Kyo-u no waga wo na-shi Kokoro karoku yasuraeba Kaze wa su-zu-shi kono yu-ube Izaya ta-no-shi-ki ma-do-i-sen. Thanks, everyone. Well done. Now, there is another verse, but I'm not going to show it to you today. We'll look at that one next week. I don't want to overload you with too much new stuff, but I think you'll agree that's a very special piece indeed. And to all of my choristers, no matter which choir you're in, when we see each other again face to face, we'll sing this song. I think this particular song and this translation, I mean, doesn't it just say it all? Let's be together. Let's have an enjoyable gathering. But of course, we are together, aren't we? We're here together now. And even if you're watching it later on, we're still together. That's the joy of this. All right. Thanks, everybody. Right. Well, let's have a look at another piece. And I'm just going to see. I hope you can see that. If not, I'm just going to have to give you the words out loud. This is a bit of Hebrew. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this deliberately. I'm going to make this larger. Bear with me a second, folks. And I'll put a link to this one in the description after we've broadcast. Because, typical. Decides to stop working. Let's come back to that then. Because this is a beautiful piece. This is a Hebrew prayer. I've been singing this one for many, many years. I learnt this one at youth choir from my legendary musical director, John Morris, who was also my singing teacher. There we go. And this is a gorgeous piece. Hashevenu. Okay. And I don't know if any of you know this one. Thank you, Kit Kat. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful comments. All right. Fabulous. So this piece is actually around when we sing it all together, and I am going to do a multi-track of this at some point in the next couple of weeks so you can see how it all fits together. But let's just learn this together. And again, this is Hebrew, so not your typical song. And I've written underneath the score. When I put it up online, you can look at it later on. I've done a phonetic translation for you as well. Okay, and the words mean, "Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord, and we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old." Okay, and it goes like this: 1, 2, 3. Hashevenu, Hashevenu, adorn elecha, v'nashuva, v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh. dash yamenu kekedem. A very, very simple, very beautiful line with some very simple chords underneath. So let's have a look at the first line. And just to say, the words are pretty straightforward on that first line. Hashevenu. Try not to go Hashevenu. All right, again, keep the vowel sounds nice and pure. Hashevenu, Hashevenu, adorn elecha. Back of the throat. Those of you who are Welsh, no problem with that. Everybody else, it's the ch of Bach. Okay, elecha. So let's, if I sing you the first couple of phrases, sing back to me, okay? We'll do the first 4 bars. It goes Hashevenu, Hashevenu, with me, and Hashevenu, Hashevenu. Lovely. Then it goes adorn and adorn elecha. Very nice. Let's do the whole line. Hashevenu. Ready? And Hashevenu, Hashevenu, adorn elecha. Very nice. Now we start on that note. And the first 4 bars is Venashuva, with me. Excuse me, sorry. Let's try that one again. Swallowed the wrong way. Let's try that again. And Venashuva. Very nice. Excuse me, I need to have a little sip of drink there. Super. Okay, so as a Venashuva, we go back then to the first note we started on, and we sing Venashuva, with me, and Venashuva. Brill. So let's go from the start of the second line, Venashuva, and Venashuva, Venashuva. Excellent. And then from that note, and this is the climax of the piece, when you get to this note, we have 2 descending lines, and it's Chadesh, Chadesh, with me, and Chadesh, Chadesh. Excellent. And then Yamenu kekedem, with me, Yamenu kekedem. Well done. So let's do that last line, Hadesh, Hadesh, okay? Nice deep breath. And Hadesh, Hadesh, Yamenu kekedem. Very nice, everybody. Let's sing it all the way through from the beginning, and just keep that sense of flow going all the way through. Of course, the pieces today all have a sort of theme of flowing, of water, of time, of all of these things that just continue to flow all the way through, and we're just floating along on the top. And sometimes it gets a bit choppy, but as long as we hold our line, hold the course, we will make it through to calmer waters. Okay, so let's sing together. And I'm just seeing Sheila saying it's a bit too low for the sops. Well, you could always sing it up the octave. And then drop down. That's entirely up to you. Okay, want everyone to be comfortable. All right, but I'm a bass. There's no way I can sing it any higher than that. Here we go, from the beginning, everybody. And Hashevenu, Hashevenu, adorn elecha, One more time. Hashevenu, Hashevenu, adorn elecha, v'nashuva, Chodesh, yamenu kekedem. Thank you, everybody. Again, a sad piece, a soulful piece, not necessarily a mournful piece. As I said, the words are, "Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord, and we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old." And, you know, if ever there was an important prayer for these days, I think that this is an important one. All right, so thank you, everybody. Now, I've transcribed it down a tone. Yes, I'm already playing it. I'm playing it quite low, Emma, to be fair. Yes, sorry about that. So, everybody, have a little sip of your drink. And that's enough of the soulful, mournful stuff. We're going to do something a little bit more gutsy. We're going to sing Wade in the Water. All right, I feel like singing a bit of singing from here, but not necessarily singing in a soulful way. I think we've done our soulful singing, and so it's time, as I say, to grab the world by the throat and make a statement. So Wade in the Water is what we're going to do. Have a sip of your drink, and let's take ourselves out of the low register, and we'll. Let's have a bit of blues, bit of jazz, okay? Speaking of which, I've got some fantastic gospel songs coming up. We've got a song called Good News, which if you sing with me, you know this one. We've also got a song called 12 Gates Up to the City, which I adore. It's really good. I don't know if you know this one. It's the one that goes, because he built 12 gates up to the city, hallelujah. Oh, what a beautiful city. Oh, what a beautiful city. Oh, what a beautiful city. 12 gates up to the city. Hallelujah. Great song. I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be up next week. All right. But no, let's sing a bit of Wade in the Water. Not Wade in the Water. Wade in the Water. Okay. Wade in the water. God's going to trouble the water. Sing with me. Here we go. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water again. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See those children are dressed in white. God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children of the Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See those children dressed in red. God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See those children dressed in black. God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children with the devil on their back. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See those children dressed in blue. God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children that's coming through. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble 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 the water. Nice. Well done, everybody. Cool. I needed that. Oh, what a great song. Fabulous. Thank you, everybody. What are people saying? Wade in the water. Is that the Scouse version? Hey, wade in the water. Close. Go Down Moses. Joshua Fit the Battle. Oh, I love me some Joshua Fit the Battle and Go Down Moses. Oh, yes. Both fantastic songs. Well, that's the thing. This is the lovely thing about this choir. We don't have to infringe anybody's copyright. There's so much music out there that we can enjoy, and I can do arrangements. That's fine. So yeah, if you've got specific requests, you've got things you want to look at, drop me a line. Try and avoid stuff that's in copyright, because if I put it out and YouTube scans all these videos, within microseconds it says you've used something that's copyright. Do you know what's interesting? When we did the first Sacred Sing, we sang "Be Still My Soul," and I thought, well, it's a bit of Sibelius, of course. He wrote the tune, and the lyrics followed very shortly after. I assumed it was out of copyright. Not at all. And I got a notification from YouTube: you've infringed copyright, and which is a little bit unpleasant and a bit scary. So try and keep it all, public domain songs, folk songs, classics, that kind of thing. And my plan is, when we get big, I mean, if we ever end up anywhere near kind of 10,000 viewers, which is entirely plausible at this point, then I can go to some publishing companies and just say, well, look, I've got this fantastic audience. Will you let me use your songs? And they might say yes. So anyway, we're going to finish with a little bit of coffee time. And if that's it, if you want to go off for today, I completely understand. But if you've got stuff you want to say to me and you don't want to write it in the comments, because the comments, it's fantastic to read all this, all these comments that you're saying here. Some wonderful things, and you're all so lovely. So thank you for that. But some of you, there's a lot on your mind, and you don't want to necessarily write it in the comments. So I'm going to drink my cup of coffee, and I'm going to listen to you. And as I said, I can't necessarily hear you, but I can feel you talking to me. And so I'm going to listen. And if there's stuff you want to say, and if this helps you, come back later on. Yeah, coffee time is there whenever you need it. If you need just somebody to listen, I am here for you guys, okay? Now, if you've got some banter for me, drop it to the email address, qchoir@homechoir.uk, or we post it to YouTube. Send me a joke, send me a funny story. I will cut them together. I'll release it as a special video. And then hopefully that will start the flood. Because as I said, thousands of people come to this channel every day. It still blows my mind. So send us some funny stories. Send us some jokes. If there's stuff that happened to you. And so many years ago, I worked with a chap. It's always a chap you work with. But if you've got a party piece, if you do a funny song, something to make us smile, send us a bit of banter and we'll cut it together. All right. I'll see you Sunday for the Sacred Sing. If you can't join us then, you can watch it anytime you like. And if that's not your cup of tea, completely understand. Have a look at Quarantine Chorus, which came out today, that lovely Elgar piece. And I'll be back on Monday at 2 o'clock for some more Quarantine Choir. So let's have a cup of coffee, folks. You let me know how you're getting on. Oh, Kit Kat's just said, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. What would I do without you, Kit Kat? You're absolutely amazing. My digital right hand woman. Absolutely, what would I do without you? So please do hit that like button if you've liked what we've done today, and let's have a cup of coffee, folks. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I do. That is tough. Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. Well done. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I think so. You'll be alright. Yeah, you'll be alright. The sun will shine again. Well, I'm here for you. We're all here for you. We're all here for each other, and I know you're here for me. And so, as long as we need each other, we'll be here for each other. So, lots of love. All right, you take care. I'll see you on Sunday, if not, and I'll see you on Monday, if not on Sunday. All right. Take care, everyone. Lots of love. See you soon.